y'all, welcome to another episode of our Decades Legacy Challenge. This is 1957, as you can see in the top left corner there, and we have a very pregnant Norma. She is feeling really happy. We are just going to have her go on over here and get some evolving of the plants and harvest some of these apples from the apple tree. She is doing really well in this pregnancy, and I just want her to go ahead and deal with some of the things here around the house. We're going to have her scatter some feed for these chickens, and she can go ahead and check and see if there are any eggs here that she can get from the coop. It doesn't look like the chickens need her to clean their coop, even though we do have one that is mysteriously green for some reason, but it does look like the coop is in pretty good shape, so we are just going to have her scatter some feed here. And then I'm going to have her go ahead and check on the plants, and she's going to do a little bit of research here. She is feeling really confident now because she is doing all of these things here around the house. She has been having a really tough time, as we know, dealing with Matty and their relationship. First, we know that she had some issues with her romance with him. She was not feeling very romantic towards him, and he was struggling with that in the beginning. And then she had tried to get a little bit more romantic towards him, and he had kind of pushed her away. We found out that he was kind of a little bit non-flirty and didn't really want her to pursue those flirty feelings. So these two kind of are at a little bit of an impasse, and they are struggling a little bit, but we are going to have her go ahead and go in and just practice a little bit on this banjo here and get a little bit more of that skill up, and then we will hopefully let her just work on her music skill there. I am going to just apologize for my voice here. I seem to have a little bit of a cold still lingering here, and so I am just wanting to get this video out for you guys, so I'm struggling to make sure I can get this recording done for you, even though I'm not feeling my best. We are going to go ahead and get Norma working on the laundry here. So she is just going to be helping out around the house, and as you can see, Matty is at work just getting some work done. He's feeling pretty tense at work today, but he is at work working hard. So we should, in this episode, be having ourselves a little bit of a baby coming. So we will be seeing our Norma give birth to our Gen 4 baby, which is going to be really, really exciting to see. And Matty has just returned home from work. He is feeling extremely tense. And as you can see, Gemma has gone ahead and headed off to work. So those two are just passing in the wind like two ships in the sea, passing each other by. But they are going to hand the task over. He's going to finish up the laundry that Gemma had started here while Norma continues on with her guitar skill there. She is feeling seriously confident, and she has reached guitar level 3, which we love. She has definitely picked up the musical skills from her mother, and I absolutely love that. I love that she has picked up that musical skill from her mom. Liam was more of a smart engineer kind of guy who liked being hands-on with kind of like the gardening and things like that, but she likes guitar. Yep, she can like guitar. He definitely was more into the smarts, like he was really smart and things like that, and more academic, and Gemma is more into see, he is trying to, it looks like, be a little bit flirty with her, and she has once again canceled out his advances at being flirty. These two are just not able to be on the same page. There was a flirty disaster, it says. Matty tried being flirty, it just isn't his thing. Okay. He is definitely an earned flirty sim. He did try to be flirty with her. He's trying, but it's just not in his wheelhouse, unfortunately. He just doesn't know how to be flirty. It doesn't come naturally to him. It does make her sad that these two are not really on the same page romantically. It's more like they're best friends that are married. There is feelings there as far as like kinship, and they care for one another, but romantically they're just not on the same page, and there just is something missing passion wise in their relationship. It's almost like when they met, they had this instant bond that they felt for one another, and they took it as being head over heels in love with one another, but it was almost like they just had this really great bond of friendship that neither one of them had ever felt before. And it was almost like this kind of like twin flame soulmate kind of thing, but it was not a romantic thing. It was more like a friendship thing. And they took it as, oh, we're in love with one another and we have fallen in love with one another. But it wasn't that. It's just more a camaraderie. And they're now realizing that neither one of them have like a passion for one another. So the passion is missing in their relationship. And they are best friends. They love one another. They care for one another. But the passion is just not there. And so when she tries to be flirty with him or romantic with him, he can't accept those advances, and vice versa, because that passion just isn't there. They just don't feel that for one another the way they should. And it's really struggling. They're really struggling within their marriage because of it. I do think that it is going to eventually cause some problems for their marriage. She is, as you can see, very sad because of this. And she is in here crying it out. He is not really all that bothered by it. If you can see, Matty is really just kind of carrying on about his business, not really all that concerned. It is Gemma's birthday coming up. We will also be celebrating her birthday in this episode. It did just let us know that Gemma's birthday is coming soon. So we will be celebrating her birthday in this episode as well. And she's going to be becoming an elder. And I can't believe that it is almost time for Gemma to be aging up to an elder. And we will be having an elder in our midst. I am just going to get Matty here in the kitchen cooking up some food. As you can see, Norma here is just grabbing herself a little bit of something to eat here. She's really struggling with her sadness. She has just realized that this relationship is on the rocks, and she is not sure how they are going to combat this problem that they're having. She's not sure exactly what they need to do to mend this marriage, but she knows that they need to do something. So she's going to go in here and she's going to talk about their problems and talk about their marriage and just say to him, what is it that you think that we need to do, Matty? Because we can't keep going on like this. I mean, we're pregnant, but there's nothing holding us together. The glue seems to be missing. Like, yes, I care about you. Yeah, I mean, I love you. You're my best friend, but there's got to be more to our relationship. I'm not saying that passion and intimacy is everything, but it is important. And we seem to be missing it. And I don't know how to move forward. Like, I don't know what we're going to do. We're about to have a baby and we can't even be lovable with one another. And he's going to say, I don't know what we're going to do, honestly. I know that we're about to have a kid. And I'm worried about us having this child. To be completely honest, I am worried about it. I'm worried about a lot of things. And he's going to let her know that he's concerned about this whole scenario that they're in, because he kind of thought their relationship was stronger than it is. And he's worried that he has found out, just like her, that they are not what he thought they were. And both of them are a little scared right now. They're scared to know where his next steps are, and he's also worried about this pregnancy because he wasn't exactly ready for a pregnancy already, and she's pregnant. So not only do they have a relationship that is passionless and it's lacking intimacy, but he's also worried because they're about to have a baby, and it's a baby he wasn't quite ready for. So he is having a lot of doubts about this whole scenario that he happens to be in currently. And he's just going to share all of these worries with Norma and just let her know where his head's at. And then he's going to go ahead and just let her know, like, look, this is something that I realize you may not want to hear, but I think it is something that we definitely need to discuss because it's important, these things. You need to know where my head's at when I tell you that I'm really nervous about where we currently stand. As you can see, Neil has also come over to visit as Norma sits here and is repairing this dryer with her very large baby bump, and Gemma has returned home from work. She is just going to go ahead and go get herself something to eat here. She is feeling a bit peckish, and then we will go ahead and let Matty finish his conversation with Neil so that he can have his conversation with Norma and let her know that he is very disturbed by this whole scenario and that he's really, really worried about the pregnancy. So he's just saying, I'm not sure I really am ready for this pregnancy. I'm definitely not ready for a pregnancy with someone that I'm not really sure I'm completely in love with. Do I feel love for you? Sure I do. Are you my best friend? Absolutely. But am I in love with you? I don't think I am. And she is really shocked by that news. I mean, she kind of feels the same about him. She knows that she loves him and he's her best friend. But she's been kind of thinking the same thing. Maybe she's not really in love with him either. And yet she wasn't really ready to really go there yet because she is carrying his kid, and obviously she wants things to work out with him because he is the father of her child and her husband, and she doesn't want to just say like, look, I'm not in love with you, I don't want to be with you, and you're not the person I want to spend my life with. They did just, you know, get married not long ago and just said vows that they were going to spend eternity together, and here they are talking about maybe not spending eternity together, and she doesn't really know what that means. Gemma absolutely just broke that sink, and so I'm going to have to get her to repair that. But these two have gone ahead and gone off to a class to hopefully help them get a little bit more understanding about the baby situation. And so hopefully they will go ahead and feel a little bit better about where they are at with the baby. And it looks like we have a pregnancy that has just started for Daisy Forrest with her husband, which is great news. So Daisy and Kevin Forrest are now pregnant, which is great news. We have another pregnancy in the family, and Gemma here is just fixing the sink up. While is doing that, I will go ahead and see what is going on with Neil. He is just having himself a meal in the dining area there, and Gemma is just going to go ahead and clean up, and then I think she will probably need to go ahead and get herself into bed because it is almost 1 o'clock in the morning and we will need to get everyone rested up here. So she's just going to tell Neil, like, you know, how are you doing and how has your day been? I realize that you're over to visit, but unfortunately they had to go off and have a little bit of a, you know, meeting, and it is getting really, really late, and I don't know exactly when they're going to be back, but it, you know, because it is getting so late, I definitely need to get to bed. You probably should really think about going ahead and heading yourself home. Thanks so much for stopping by, and anytime you want to come visit, please don't hesitate to do so, but I'm going to go ahead and head off to bed, and you probably should think about leaving. So Gemma's going to climb on into bed here, and hopefully Neil will go ahead and head on home. Matty and Norma have returned back from their class, and hopefully it has helped give them a little bit of insight, and it has hopefully helped Matty to overcome a little bit of his tension about the pregnancy that he is so worried about. It looks like, though that may not be the case. It says the class was fast and Matty didn't really absorb a whole lot, but he's glad he took the class. So I guess that's better than nothing. I'm gonna go ahead and get Norma into the kitchen, let her grab a bite to eat and go to the washroom, and then we'll get her on into bed. And she is just feeling really, really happy after taking the class. She's feeling really great about it, but we already know that she's really happy about the pregnancy to begin with. She doesn't really have any worries at all about the pregnancy. She wanted to be pregnant. She's ready to have this child. The fact of how she feels about Matty doesn't really change at all how she feels about her baby. And whether she stays with Matty or not, whether this relationship lasts or not, it's not going to affect how she feels about her child. She knows that this is something that she wants. Her baby is something that she wants, and nothing or no one is going to change that. So she's feeling very happy about the class and about how she feels about her pregnancy. And she isn't going to let the problems that she's having in her marriage change how she feels about her pregnancy or her child. She obviously is struggling with how she feels about her marriage, but she knows that no matter what, she'll be able to make it through. Norma, if anything, is a spunky one. Good morning. It is the next morning here, and as you can see, everyone is up. I am just going to go ahead and get everyone taking care of their needs. We have some that are hungry, some that need to go to the washroom. Gemma here is just going to go ahead and come on out and take care of these chickens here. They need to be fed, and we will check for some eggs and things like that. Norma is cleaning up in the bathroom because we have a toilet that was busted up, and so we're just getting her in here cleaning up a little bit. She is not liking her filthy surroundings. She's just gonna go ahead and fix this toilet really fast because it is making a huge mess everywhere, and she's not liking that at all. So she is happy to be fixing that up. Once she has finished doing that, we'll just have her finish cleaning up in the bathroom there so that she can get things back into clean working order here. But as I was saying before she had gone to bed the night before, Norma is a spunky one, and nothing is going to keep her down. I think that even if she had to raise this child on her own and she weren't married, I think she would rise to that occasion. She always has been one that has kind of beaten to her own drum, and I think that she would continue to do so. I don't think anything's going to really kind of throw her off. So she is going to go ahead and just try to, was thinking about going ahead and trying some romantic actions, but then I think she kind of gets cold feet whenever she thinks about those things. And so instead she's like, you know what? No, I don't want to do that. And she's decided instead to just go ahead and come in here and do a little bit of laundry. He's gone on out and he is just playing in the fishing hole. So as you can see, she's just doing a little bit of laundry, but we do want them to get some little bit of interaction in. I would like for her to come out here and deal with some of the plants. She wants to obviously get her gardening skill up. She enjoys her gardening very, very much. And Matty is, as you can see, kind of avoiding Norma. Every time she goes somewhere, he kind of goes somewhere else. She was inside, he came outside. She came outside, he went inside. So he is avoiding her at all costs, and she's thinking to herself, why is it that he is avoiding me so much? And she can't really understand why he is avoiding her. But the reason that he's avoiding her is because he is really, really struggling with the fact that he has come to the conclusion that he is not at all happy in this marriage. He is not happy knowing how he feels, and he knows that he's not in love with Norma. He realizes that he thought he was in love with her. He thought it was love at first sight. He thought that they were meant to be together, that she was his soulmate, and all of these things he kind of conjured up in his head when he married her, or when he met her and asked her to marry him. And it turns out that sure, he and her are best friends, and he cares very deeply for her, and he obviously doesn't want anything bad to happen to her. And yes, now she is the mother of his child, but that's pretty much where it ends. He is not in love with her. He doesn't have this wild, igniting fire, passion, intense feeling for her that he, thinks of when he thinks of someone he's supposed to be in love with. And he wants that. And he doesn't have it with Norma. And he knows that because that's the kind of love that he wants, he knows this relationship isn't going to last. And he knows that he can't be with her. And now he has to tell her that he doesn't want to be with her. And not only that, but they're having a baby. And how do you tell someone that's pregnant with your child that you just recently married that you no longer want to be with them because you've realized the feelings that you thought you had, you actually don't feel for them? So he's avoiding her. And she's going to try to be romantic with him. She's going to try to have conversations with him and things like that. And he doesn't want to do any of those things because he knows that he just doesn't feel that way about her. So Norma's come on inside. She's going to have a little bit of a conversation with her mom and just try to get a little bit of mom's advice about what she needs to do. They're gonna, sit down and have a conversation, and she's just gonna, say to her mom, what am I supposed to do about Matty? I know that you have been observing us. I'm not foolish enough to think that you haven't been watching, and I know you have an opinion because you're my mom and you always do, and I know that you have something that you have to say, but I don't know what exactly to do. And I would like for you to tell me what it is that you think, because I honestly don't know what I'm supposed to do from here. And, I've got the baby, and I'm just at a loss because I thought that this relationship was going to be so very different, and now we're pregnant, and it's just not going the way that I thought it was going to go. And Gemma's going to say to her, look, you do have the baby, and yes, this relationship is definitely not going the way I had anticipated it to go for you either. I am quite shocked actually by the way it is going, but it looks like you two are maybe struggling a little more than I can actually even give you advice on. All I can tell you, Norma, is that you're going to be fine, and the baby's going to be fine. I'm going to be here to help you, and no matter what happens, we're going to make it through. So the two ladies have decided that no matter what happens, they'll make it. And, you know, Norma feels better knowing that she has Gemma around, but she also knows Gemma's not going to be around for forever. Gemma's getting on up there in age, and Norma knows that Gemma means well, but Gemma can't live forever. And Norma knows that if something happens with her and Matty, yes, Gemma will be around for a short period of time, but after that, once Gemma goes, it's just going to be Norma taking care of this child by herself. So Norma's like, okay, I have to figure out what I'm going to do, because if something happens with Matty and me, it's going to be up to me to take care of this child, and I'm going to be doing it by myself. So she's really struggling, and Gemma's like, when do you think the baby's coming? And she's like, honestly, I think it's going to be pretty soon. I feel like I don't have that much longer before I'm going to have the baby. And she's like, oh, that's great news, dear. And she's like, yeah, I think so. And she's like, well, these things kind of come on their own time. Babies have a tendency to have a mind of their own, so you may think it's coming soon, and the baby will just surprise you and just hang on in there. And then sometimes you think that you're going to, you know, carry the baby for so much longer, and the baby will, you know, surprise you, and you will, you know, end up having the baby so much sooner. So the ladies are just having a nice conversation. They are really enjoying spending time together, and as you can see, they are really bonding over not only the baby that Norma is carrying, but Gemma is really loving the fact that Norma is trusting her enough to come to her for advice about her husband, and they are growing really, really close with one another, and Gemma is absolutely loving this newfound strength in this relationship that these two have, you know, obviously gotten. And you can tell that they have become the really closest of friends, on top of the fact that they're, you know, mother and daughter. It's absolutely wonderful to see that they are as close as they are. Matty is, as you can see, off to work here, and so it is just the two of them sitting here, sharing stories, sharing conversations, and just really having a really good time together. They are, you know, having their meal together, having their conversations, and just spending some time together. But as you can see here, Norma does desperately need to go to the loo. So we are just going to go ahead and get her up and let her go to the washroom here, so that she can go have herself a little bit of a wee. And then we will go ahead and call the obstetrician. And Norma is going ahead and going to the washroom now. I am just going to go ahead and turn this bedroom here into a room where we can go ahead and give birth to the baby. So let's go ahead and do that really quickly. As you can see, I did put a water birth pool in this room, and so now Norma can go ahead and give birth hopefully in this pool, or at the very least she can sit in there when she goes into labor and do some exercises and some cuddling time. I'm not really sure. We're going to take a look when it's time and see how that works with the mod, and hopefully we will see how the home birth works out, and she can give birth here at the home, because she is going to go ahead and have a home birth. So she is just going to go ahead and get a little bit of rest here, because she does need a little bit of a nap. Gemma is just fiddling around the house here, and so I am going to go ahead and let her tend to her own needs here, and we will check back once Norma is awake. Norma is up from her nap, and as you can see, she is just in the bathroom cleaning up a little bit, and then she's going to go ahead and come in here and practice a little bit more of her guitar. She is feeling really happy now after her nap. She is having a little bit of back pain because of the weight of the baby pulling on her back, but she is now really inspired due to this guitar lesson that she's doing a little bit of practicing. She is now officially in her 3rd trimester and can give birth at any time. So we are now just waiting on her to go ahead and go into labor. Matty is still at work feeling super tense. He always is feeling really tense at work. I think he just works himself so hard that it's constantly causing him a lot of tension. But Norma is absolutely feeling inspired. She loves playing music. She has definitely taken after her mother with that, and I love to see it. I really, really do. So as you can see, Gemma is gone off to bed. She needed a little bit of a rest, and so we are just going to let Norma here practice to her little heart's content, or until she needs to stop and get a little bit of food here. So we will just let her get as much practice in as she can and get her guitar skill up as well. And then once she is done with that, we'll go ahead and let her go and grab herself a bite to eat, and then she can get her needs up for that. So she's going to go ahead and go into the kitchen and grab herself a little bit of some parfait. I think that will be a nice touch on this hot day. And it does look like work for Gemma starts in an hour, so she will be getting up and going off to work. Norma's back is absolutely killing her, but aside from the back pain, she is feeling really happy and loving the fact that she is just about to have this baby. Gemma is also in a pretty happy mood. She is loving the fact that her and her daughter has such a good time bonding together and that they are in such a good place. And I love that everyone seems to be coming together. The only one that's really on the outs in the family really is Matty. And, you know, I hate that. I do. But sometimes things just really don't work out. And it would seem this is one of those situations that, well, they're just kind of maybe weren't meant to be, and they rushed in to this relationship thinking that they were in love, and they just maybe weren't. They just weren't meant to be. But I am going to go ahead and get Gemma just cleaning up a little bit. The house is a little bit of a mess, and she's feeling like it's a little bit filthy, so I'm just going to get her cleaning up a little bit and then have her come and deal with the chickens, because as we know, that is something that she definitely likes to do. So she's going to handle up on that, and then she will go ahead and head off to work. Matty is home from work and has been promoted at his job today, which we love. He desperately needs to take care of some of his needs, so we're just going to take him inside and let him grab himself a bite to eat here. And then he's going to need to get himself a little bit of rest because he is feeling quite tired after his shift. So we'll let him go grab a bowl of, it looks like some chowder here. And then we will go ahead and, nope, fettuccine Alfredo is what he's having. And then he can go ahead and get himself on into bed. Norma is just taking herself a little bit of a nap because, as we know, pregnancy is really hard. It is about 5:30 p.m. It's getting kind of later in the evening. Norma should probably get up actually and go to the washroom. So I'm just going to have her get up and go on in here and use the washroom. I just don't want them sleeping too much because, unfortunately, if they sleep too much in the daytime, then obviously they won't want to sleep at night. And I do want them sleeping at night because I don't want their routines getting all kinds of wonky, because then they're up at the craziest of hours, and that's just not conducive to anyone's schedules. But he seems to be having a bit of fun here in the fishing hole. Yes. And we'll let him get a little bit of fishing in so that he can get a little bit of fun up. And Norma is feeling a little stressed. Oh, the poor dear. What is wrong with you, dear? It's dirty? She's craving some food and it's filthy in the house. Okay. Well, we might be able to do some of these things to help you out. We can get you to clean up a little bit. That might help you feel better. And we can let you go get some craved food. So Norma is off to go get herself some craved food, so that will help her feel better as well. And Matty is off to bed because he is just straight up shattered. And it is almost 9 o'clock at night. As you can see, Norma has returned home. She is going through a mood swing. She is sad from her pregnancy. We hate that. I hate that she's suddenly feeling sad. But I think that she is realizing that It's getting really, really close to the time that she's about to have this baby, and she's realizing she is probably going to be doing it alone. And that is because her and Matty, as you can see, even though they were just in the house together, they were separate. So he came home from work. He didn't say really anything to her. He didn't give her a kiss hello. He didn't say, hi, honey, how was your day? He didn't talk to her at all. He didn't even come and check on her. He came straight into the house, ate something, and then spent his time out at the watering hole. And then he went straight to bed. He didn't say anything to her. He didn't check on her at all. And she just realizes that their relationship is right going through a downward spiral. And it's headed straight to the gutter. And she knows that it's probably not going to be much longer that these two are going to end in a burning, fiery pit of hell. Honestly, I just don't think they're going to last much longer at all. And it doesn't matter that she's having his baby. I just don't think that's going to save this relationship. And she knows that she is about to be completely on her own, taking care of this child. And I think it's making her really, really sad. I mean, pregnancy hormones making you sad all on its own is one thing, but having something to be sad about and then feeling pregnancy hormones that make you sad on top of that are a completely different story. And so Norma is really going through the ringer. But guys, I will check back with you in the morning. Okay, it is about 1:18 a.m. Norma has woken up in desperate need of a loo. She needs to wee something fierce. So we're going to send her on in here to use the washroom. She also is feeling really, really hungry. I'm just going to go ahead and take her into the kitchen and let her grab a bite to eat. She has woken up in a state like no other. And so we're going to let her handle up on all of her needs here really quickly. Everyone else seems to be snuggled in tight, sleeping really well. But she's having a lot of trouble sleeping. She's feeling super sad. On top of the fact that she really had to go to the bathroom and she's really hungry, she has so much sadness right now. And she is really going through all of these emotions, knowing that she is super close to giving birth. And, she just knows that the end is near. And she's not really sure. She's thinking about her mom and all of the conversations that they had and everything that her mom said to her. And it reminds her that, oh my gosh, today's my mom's birthday. And so she's going to go ahead and go on in here and she's going to make her mom a birthday cake. So we're going to go ahead and go in here and get a white cake made. So she's going to make her mom a cake. And it's going to be a lovely thing for her to do for her mom as a surprise, knowing that it is her mom's birthday and that she's becoming an elder. Can you believe that? Like, I cannot believe Gemma is actually becoming an elder. So she's made this cake. We're going to go ahead and put some candles on. And then when Gemma gets up in the morning, we will go ahead and have Gemma blow out her candles and age up to an elder, which has also made her think about being sad because she realizes that now her mom's becoming an elder and everyone around her is getting so much older. She's like, oh my gosh, my mom's going to be becoming an elder. Like, that means she's not going to be around much longer. I'm going to be raising this baby by myself. And what am I going to do? I don't think Matty's going to be around and mom's going to be here. She's supposed to help me, but she's not going to be around for forever. And I just don't even know anymore. So she's going to go in here and she's going to sit down and try and talk to Matty, I think, after she has herself a little bit of a cry in the bed. Poor dear. It's so pitiful. And she's going to go in and try to give Matty a bit of a hug. And she's going to try to do a couple of romantic things with Matty because, she's hopeful that she can at least try to spark some romance in him. She's like, maybe we can build a romance. There are worse things in life, I mean, what about arranged marriages? They don't have romance in the beginning, but they learn to love each other. And he's like, yeah, they do, but I never saw my life like that. I didn't, ask for an arranged marriage. I want that spark. I want so much more than an arranged marriage kind of situation. And I want more than all of those things. And it says nauseatingly kiss neck. Oh my goodness. I want so much more than that. And I already told you, like, I'm worried about this pregnancy. I'm worried about so much. Like, I don't think I'm ready for this. And she's like, what do you mean you're not ready for this? Like, we're having a baby. I'm about to go into labor at any time. And, Matty, what are you saying? And he's like, I just think that maybe we moved a little fast. Like, I thought that I had this spark, and I thought that I was in love with you, and I thought all this stuff. And maybe I was wrong, Norma. Maybe I was wrong. So Norma is really upset. She's going to go outside. She's going to play with her plants and try to not think about the things that Maddie's saying to her, because she really doesn't understand what he's telling her right now. Logically, she gets it. Like, she understands what he's saying, but like, she emotionally just does not understand what he's telling her. And it is detrimental what he is telling her. And I mean, basically what he's telling her is that it's over, and she's just not wanting to hear that. So she's going to come on out. She's going to deal with the plants. I'm going to go ahead and get Gemma out here, and she's going to deal with the chickens once she's done with her bath. And we're going to get Maddie dealing with some of the laundry here. I am going to have everyone work on their own individual task here so that we can all work together to get the house work all done here. And obviously everyone will be kind of in their own areas, just dealing with their own things and kind of thinking to themselves about what it is that they need to be thinking about, because I think Maddie is probably thinking to himself, this was the conversation I didn't want to have. Like, I didn't want to have this conversation with her before she has this baby, because he didn't want her to be worried. And I think Norma's thinking, I cannot believe we just had this conversation. I'm about to have a baby. And, you know, Gemma is kind of oblivious. She has no idea what's going on. She is just, you know, messing with the chickens. But she is about to come in here when she's done with the chickens, and we're going to have her go ahead and blow out her birthday candles and age up into an elder, because she is our birthday girl, which we absolutely freaking love. And she is just like, come on chickens, come grab your food. And she's going to clean out their coop and go ahead and check for eggs. And we absolutely love that. We know that she has definitely bonded with these chickens. She loves this life so much. But we're going to go ahead and get her in here and have her, after she finishes cleaning up the trash here, it looks like, we're going to have her blow out these candles. Norma is just cleaning up in the house here, trying to make sure everything is spick and span, because she is going through a cleaning frenzy because she's nesting due to the fact that she's about to pop this baby out, which we love. And I absolutely love the fact that she is about to have her baby on her mom's birthday. That is just the most perfect timing ever. We love that. So Gemma's coming on in. She's going to go ahead and blow out her birthday cake candles and age up into an elder. And happy birthday, Gemma. We love that you, our little queen, are aging up into an elder. It's so great to see. Gemma has aged up, seniority, wrinkled bellies, and frosty locks. And she definitely has some frosty locks. We love that. Party like the Grim Reapers right around the corner. Well, I don't necessarily want the Grim Reaper right around the corner with her, but we know that she's not going to live forever. Norma, as you can see, is trying to make the move on Maddie. She is trying her hardest to do romantic actions with him. She really is trying her hardest to spark something with him, and nothing she tries is working. She is hysterical right now. She is really not understanding what she needs to do to make this relationship work. Maddie's trying to explain to her there really isn't anything you can do. You can't make feelings happen. You can't make things that aren't there. It just doesn't work like that, Norma. And Norma is just thinking to herself, there has to be something that I can do. I'm literally about to have his baby. But Maddie's like, there's honestly nothing you can do. As a matter of fact, I'm about to head off to work. And she's like, but I'm about to go into labor. And he's like, I'm not going to be here for that. So he is going to head off to work in an hour's time. And she is actually heading into labor as we speak. So she's going to be going into labor. And her mom will be here to be the one that will be aiding her in childbirth, because she has gone into labor. Norma is bursting with anticipation to meet her new bundle of joy. As you can see, he is freaking out in his pre-parental panic, But it is not going to stop him from going off to work. He is like, that's it. I am going to go to work. He's going to give her a kiss on the cheek like, okay, you're in labor. That's great. You know, I'm going to cuddle with a partner. Okay. We're going to get her to cuddle with her mom. And the reason for that is her mom is actually her birthing partner. So her mom is going to be the person that's going to be assisting her in the birthing process because Matty is going to work, and so she is not going to have Matty there to help her because Matty is not interested in first of all doing all of those things, and secondly, he's not going to be around. So she's going to hop into this birthing pool with her mother, and her mom is going to help her to get some breathing exercises in so that they can obviously have this baby. This is cute. Obviously, this is meant for partners. But, I mean, this is her mom, so it works. But this is absolutely adorable, and this is by the Realistic Birth Mod by Panda Sama, and this is absolutely so cute. I love this. So she is in labor, she's in the birthing pool, and they are just getting a little bit of breathing exercise in. They're just relaxing here in the birthing pool, or birthing tub, I guess I should say. She is massively huge, and she's gonna go talk to mom. We're gonna go ahead and get her to come on in here and do some breathing exercises in here on the bed. That way she can go ahead and practice some breathing. As you can see, she has put on her workout gear, so she's going to come and sit down and do a little bit of breathing exercises on the bed here. So she is just breathing through the pain here, and she is like, whew, goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, as she is in labor, and she is really struggling through. And Matty has, as you can see, gone on off to work. She is in desperate need of a bladder. Of a toilet. She needs to go pee seriously bad. So once she is done with this, we will let her go ahead and go to the bathroom. She's having some contraction pain, and she is in quite a bit of pain. So we will let her go ahead and deal with that. She needs to go to the bathroom, grab herself something to eat, and then we will go ahead and let her give birth to this baby. Technically, Norma is in labor, and because she is doing the home birth, she is in labor for the next 3 days' time, but we are going to go ahead and rush this process along, so we will let her go ahead, use this bathroom, wash her hands up here at the sink, and then she can go ahead, grab herself a bite to eat in the kitchen here. And then once she has finished with her meal, I'm going to go ahead and let her probably get a little bit of a rest in. It looks like she does need a little bit of rest. So we'll let her grab a little rest, and then we'll probably go ahead and let her give birth with the bassinet in the bedroom. And she can give birth to her little one, and we will go ahead and then find out what she's having. It says she's having contraction pain. They are definitely uncomfortable but manageable for now. But she should rest up while she can. So she definitely needs to get some rest. Her contractions are getting stronger, so she is needing some rest. So we will let her get some rest. So after she finishes her parfait, we'll go ahead, we'll get some rest. She's talking to mom. Mom is here. She's being morally supportive. We freaking love that. And I love the fact that she is definitely getting the help that she needs from her mom. Her mom is already showing that she's going to be there for her. Yes, Matty may not be around, which sucks for Norma, but at least her mom is here and is showing that she is going to be around and be a very supportive helper. And Norma definitely needed to know that. So let's go ahead and let her get a little bit of rest. And when she gets up, then we will continue on. So Norma is up, and as you can see, she is ready to give birth to this baby. It says, why me? Every part of Norma's body is in agony. Oh, it's gone. Okay, she's in agony. That's all we need to know. It went away, but she is in agony. She's doing a breathing exercise. We are going to let her do another breathing exercise, and then we are going to let her have this baby. She is in serious pain. She is needing to give birth for certain. So let's go ahead and see if we can get her to give birth to this baby. Okay, so she can't have the baby in the birthing pool because she needs a midwife. So we will just have to go ahead and have the baby in the bassinet. So I am just going to click on her and just tell her to have the baby. And she'll go ahead and go on into the bedroom there and she'll have the baby. And we will go ahead and figure out then what we're having, which is going to be super exciting. I can't wait to find out what we're having. I have no clue if we're having a boy or a girl, but Norma is having a baby. So let's go ahead and see what we're having. Hey, Norma, you've got this. You can do it. She's like, no, I can't. I can't do this alone. Yes, you can. Hello, anyone home? Neil, we're kind of busy. Congratulations, it's a boy. Norma just gave birth to a baby boy. This baby needs a name. What would you like to call him? Okay, let's go ahead and go over to our name wheel and see what we're going to name him. So we're going to go ahead and give it a spin, and we are going to name this baby Charles. Okay, so this baby's name is going to be Charles. So I'll just go ahead and remove this name from the wheel. And put it over here. So this baby's name is Charles Haskins. So Charles has been born. Look at little Charles. Isn't he precious? Aww. Okay, let's fix Charles. Charles is going through the baby bed. This is not ideal. We'll just fix this right up really quickly. There we go. And now that we are in the 50s, we can bottle feed our babies, which is great news because we now have the invention of formula. So she can bottle feed her baby, and look how precious that is. And now I am going to go ahead and leave this episode here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when new episodes go live. And I will see you guys in the next one. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.